Finally got Mike's fenders here. Excited about this. Look at that. Back of an S15 in a box. Easy to replace, easy to repair as well. A lot easier to repair this than some crinkled up metal. Just a skin, look how thin that is. Super cool. Let's check on Shane real quick, see what he's working on. Shane's in the middle of installing this Bimota 500cc 2-stroke V-twin engine into that Aprilia RS 250 frame. We're doing a bunch of other work to it as well, modifying swing arms and adding gussets and lots of nice parts going on this bike. It's for our old friend Colin. Alright, I'm making some progress with the back of the car. Whole rear structure is going to hold the battery, mounting the radiator. Rear fenders from 2F. I was able to get an idea of where we're going to put this first rear crash structure. Put together here, radiator mount, tube to connect the side, putting this on easier and getting these bolts lined up. Radiator go here, and then we're gonna have batteries mounted underneath along with a sway bar. And I gotta fit a water pump back here somewhere too. I'm gonna try and put it here with the lines running through here and then under the car. Alright, so I finished the radiator mount. It's all mounted right where I want it to be. The only thing I have not done is isolate it with rubber, which I'll do on my next McMaster car order. I used little buckets, or like little trays that the end tanks will sit in, and that's where the rubber will go. I built these tubular brackets here that make it pretty easy to get off actually. You pull that bolt up there, take this bolt out, and that one just kind of swings out of the way and the radiator pulls right out. It could collapse if it was in a serious enough collision, but I'm not really too worried about that. It's simple, it's lightweight, and it's out of the way. Also kind of gives me something to run some wiring or plumbing along if I need to. The radiator, it is at a slight angle, but nothing too crazy. High enough that our bleed will be plenty high, but our 2F trunk skin will still clear. There's that fan shroud I made all finished up. I'm going to rivet it on after I'm done modifying the radiator. I'm just welding these bungs on, and then I'm going to weld a -16 down here, probably female. So otherwise the radiator will be as it comes out of the box. In case we have to replace one, it'll be a lot less work to get it to where it needs to be. Also, these batteries are mounted. I got two, and I made them removable. Instead of just welding the steel brackets in, I made them removable in case we want to add weight, remove weight, or move them around. I'm not 100% sure how this car is going to scale out, as I've never built a 2JZ S15. I might want to move a little bit of weight forward. The batteries are nice and low, but not too low. Should have plenty of clearance coming off a bank. That was the only real concern. So I have like an old dead battery in here, and there's one there. I would have liked to have fit them both on this side, on the passenger side, but that just wasn't going to work out. I didn't want the terminals hanging down. I'd rather them be back. There will be plenty of crash bar back here to protect them. Also, obviously, these 2F panels, I got them all cleat-coat on. We're just going to use some hardware. We're going to bolt them on, not rivet them on, so that we can take them off to service the car and clean it out in between rounds. No crash bars or anything yet. So what I'm waiting on right now is a sway bar, which I'm going to mount here, and then the arms will come out that way, and I'm going to pick up off the back of that knuckle. It's really chintzy. I'm gonna plate that all in to make it sturdy to handle the load of a sway bar off of it. So once I get that, I'll get the sway bar located, and then I'm going to plan the crash bars around it, whether I'm going to land a plate here or here. And the sway bar arm might come down and then forward, or it might just come forward depending on how I put that crash bar. Here's a better look with the cell completely in. That's plenty of airflow down through here. Pretty happy with how everything's turning out. Also, I got the dry sump tank is going to go here in the passenger footwell, and it will get bulkheaded in. This is a bracket. I made it super simple. Welds into the car. It's 4 3/8 bolts. Hold it in. It's not going anywhere. And this will get all bulkheaded in here, straight down from this dash bar. And then it'll have another little panel here and one on top, all of which will be removable. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to plumb it yet, whether I don't really want to plumb it on the hot exhaust side. I might run it through here, above the bell housing, and through there for the oil lines. We'll see. I got a couple couple options here, and if I have to put them on the exhaust side, I will. I'll just make sure to heat sleeve them very well. Also, the nitrous bottle is mounted for good. In the last video, I just had it sitting in there. Basically, it uses this little trough or bowl, I guess you could call it, that I made, and that recesses into the floor a little bit. There is welded in. That'll get a little foam pad and a little rubber edging around it, protect the bottle and keep it from getting scratched up too much. And this is a really nice billet bracket from Nitrous Express. A little pin in it right there to keep it from from this part from flopping. If you want to flop it out of your way, you turn it enough and it will. Really, it doesn't have to open that much to get the bottle down in here and slide it in. Front end of the car is still the same, sadly. We're waiting on that motor plate from HGK and the dry sump. I can get back to working on the front end of the car, which is obviously very important. Once all that's located, I can mount intercoolers and oil coolers and begin planning plumbing a little better. We also have to map out chassis wiring harness as well and send that out, all those specs, to somebody and see how quickly we can get that made. I'm going to show you this oil tank that we use. It's pretty cool. It's not like your traditional round dry sump tank. We actually found one on eBay a long time ago, made by a company called Ovalcraft, and they since sold out to PRC. It's like 2.5 gallon, which in my opinion is plenty for drifting. It's got a little sight level, which is nice. Provision there for a heater port. There's your outlet, obviously, and your inlets. It's got a built-in Oberg style filter, like return filter, so no debris, or you can kind of catch any debris coming out of your engine. We used to run these on Chris Forsberg's 370Zs. Oberg style filter, that is, not this style tank. It's just good to see what's coming out of your engine, right? You can disassemble the whole tank, which is nice to clean it out or inspect it or whatever. And another cool thing about it, you'll notice it doesn't have any port for like a breather, because these new ones have a breather built into them. So that's one less thing you have to mount. These cars get populated pretty quick with stuff, so less things I have to mount, the better. I just bolted the tank in loosely real quick so I can show you how it fits. You can just barely see that sight level. I wanted to move the weight as far over to the right as possible. It gives us room for our plumbing, and also just helps offset driver weight as much as possible. There's still room for the heater port if we decide to run one, which we probably will. So yeah, big bulkhead panel straight down here. You'll still have enough passenger footwell area. A removable panel will go here, and another one here. Plenty of room for plumbing, which is nice. You'll be able to take the dash out quickly and easily, which, by the way, we have all those tacked in, all the dash mounting tabs and brackets with those quick latches. You'll be able to check your filter, check your oil level pretty easily. Might have to make a funnel with a hose or something, but not too worried about that. Once the windshield's in, it's still be plenty of room. There she is. Next, I'm probably going to mount the water pump once I get a few more fittings. Water pump right here. Mount this under the car, like underneath the back seat area where the factory gas tank went. But yeah, making some progress, and still waiting on parts anyway. Finish up this bulkhead stuff soon. I just got to bead roll it. That's all there is to it. And welding all that, and we'll seam seal it right before paint, most likely. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our videos, our YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. Try and have some more content that's not just Mike's S15, even though I personally think this car is pretty cool. We're going to show you some other stuff around the shop and some other projects, so stay tuned.